Corporate social responsibility and ethics. Definitions and relationships. Corporate social responsibility is the process by which businesses negotiate their role in society. In the business world, ethics is the study of morally appropriate behaviors and decisions, examining what should be done. Although the two are linked in most firms, CSR activities are no guarantee of ethical behavior. The concept of corporate social responsibility. These days, businesses are regarded as the most influential organizations on earth. They are not just expected to merely produce profits just like their traditional role. The increasing role of the civil society has placed much pressure on companies to turn into economically, socially, and environmentally friendly. Employees, customers, shareholders, media, and civil society put burden on companies to be transparent and accountable. The key components of CSR would therefore include the following: corporate governance. Accountability, transparency, and conformance with the laws are the major issues under corporate governance. With good corporate governance policy, a company is able to accomplish its objectives, protect the rights of its shareholders, abide by the legal requirements, and offer transparency for all stakeholders. 2. Business ethics. Business ethics is the inclusion of the core values such as honesty, trust, respect, and fairness into the policies, practices, and decision making of a company. It also consists of obedience to legal standards and submission to into house rules and regulations. 3. Workplace and labor relations. Human resources are the assets of a company and thus play the most important and critical roles. Workplace and labor relations are good CSR practices. These CSR practices include but not limited to health and safety, employee relations, and work-life balance. Having these practices around the workplace assures easier recruitment and higher retention, thus resulting to cost reduction caused by non-stop recruitment and retraining. 4. Positive action. Some of the good practices which refer CSR practices of the company are inclusion of people with disability and people from the local community in the diversity of workforce. It also includes gender policy, guidelines on preventing of sexual harassment, prevention of HIV/AIDS, employee volunteering. 5. Supply chain. The business process of any company is not limited to the internal operations but includes the whole supply. 6. Customers. The cost and quality of products and services are possibly the greatest but definitely not the only aspects of concern the customers. Through improved awareness and ways of communication, the satisfaction and loyalty of customers would be contingent on the way the company has produced the goods and services with consideration on the social, environmental, supply chain, and other concerns. Environment. CSR is beyond legal requirements, including the mental issue on the environment. It is the role of company to further deliver environmental benefits besides mandatory requirements. Part of these mandatory requirements towards the environment is looking for sustainable replacement for the depleting natural resources, lessening the adverse impacts on environment, reducing environment's risky pollutants and emissions, as well as producing environment-friendly goods. Community. The community where the company does its business is another important stakeholder. The connection of a company with the community depends on its direct communication with it. Drivers of CSR. The idea of CSR is to encourage and support accountability to all stakeholders, not just the shareholders and investors. These days and possibly may continue in the future. The issues on environmental protection as well as the well-being of employees, The community and society are the main concern. The business model of CSR considers that companies are not isolated economic entities and must operate in connection with the society beside competitiveness, survival, and profitability, which are the traditional views. Some of the drivers pushing business towards CSR include the shrinking role of government. The government has usually depended on legislation on the provision of social and environmental services and businesses. Demands for greater disclosure. There is an increasing demand for disclosure coming from all stakeholders who consist of customers, suppliers, employees, local communities, investors, media, and pressure groups. Increased customer interest. How a company conducts itself ethnically may influence the buying decisions of customers. Most consumers either price or penalize companies depending on how they perceive the performance of the company. Growing investor pressure. These days, investors often decide on the evaluation of companies' performance based on criteria that embrace ethical concerns. Investors also look into account ethical consideration when buying and selling stocks. Competitive labor markets. Gone are the days that employees are only looking at paychecks and benefits. Today, employees are also after how much their own principles with that of the employers, philosophies, and operating practices. Hence, employers are compelled to improve their working conditions when hiring and retaining valuable employees. Supplier relations. Nowadays, most stakeholders are more and more interested in the affairs of businesses. With this situation, companies are making certain that even their partners are also conduct themselves ethnically and socially responsible. The trend now is to present codes of conduct for their suppliers, which would guarantee a good image once these policies or practices would be followed. Historical phases of CSR. The practice of corporate social responsibility had an extensive and widespread history. A sizable body of literature about CSR could be found mostly from the 20th century, particularly in developed countries, the majority of which from the United States. Europe later was also captivated with CSR as manifested by a lot of formal writings, research, conferences, and consultancies, usually from the work of scholars and practitioners. Countries in Asia also joined the bandwagon and started to become interested to CSR policies and practices.
Different views of CSR. Over the last 20 years, corporate social responsibility of organization has been one of the most and widely debated issues. This is because there are actually two extreme views about business social responsibilities. The two approaches that form and guide managers on how to line up their priorities and actions are the socio-economic view and the classical view. They are discussed here below. Socio-economic view. The socio-economic view says that a business is a portion of the larger society and thus has social responsibility that goes beyond making and maximizing profits. In addition, in this view, maximizing profit is the second priority and the first priority is defending and refining society welfare. Businesses which are socially responsible have some recognizable common points which are number one, public image. In order to increase their sales, access to financing better employees, and the rest of the stakeholders, businesses are taking their efforts to enhance their public reputation. The public is always concerned and give importance to social goals. Hence, businesses can form a positive public image by pursuing these goals. Number two, better environment. As part of the society, businesses can help in providing solutions to problematic social problems. this way, the business sector can offer comfort of a better quality of the life, which may also attract and retain skilled employees. Number three, public expectation. The public supposes that the businesses are not only after attaining economic goals but also social ones. Number four, long-run profit. Those businesses that are socially responsible have the highest likelihood to earn more secure, long-term profits. This is the consequence of harmonious community relationship and enhanced business reputation through CSR. Number five, balance, responsibility, and power. Businesses are said to be the most influential organizations in the society. However, having this kind of power, it is expected that they must also be responsible. In other words, it requires that they should balance their power and responsibility at the same time. Number six, stockholders' interest. In the long run, when a business is socially responsible, it would result in its stock price increase. The stock market shall observe the actions of the socially responsible company. Hence, the reward of the company is a higher stock price earning ratio. Number seven, position of resources. Almost all companies that are okay na? Ina ko to? Okay ba, Chen? Nagdula yung wifi ko.
Oo, nang sa these resources ka na sa 7.
Number seven,
Oo, nang
number seven,
Oo, nang sa these resources.
Number seven, position of resources. Almost all companies that are socially responsible have ample if not more financial resources, technical experts, and managerial talents. These resources make them able to support and sustain their public and charitable projects. Classical view. It was Milton Friedman, a Nobel Prize-winning economist, who endorsed this classical view. Friedman wrote this insight in a New York Times article entitled "The Social Responsibility of Business is to Increase Its Profits." The classical view says that the primary role of business is to provide goods and services to maximize profits for the benefits and satisfaction of the shareholders' interest in an open and free competition with obedience to laws. In addition, believers of the view consider socially responsible action as costs that may dilute their economic productivity. Here are the common characteristics of the classical view of CSR. Number one, profit maximization. Businesses are focused only on activities that would produce profits for shareholders. As a consequence, shareholders are expected to earn good return on capital invested. Number two, government concern. Businesses which have the classical view believe that social welfare should be left for the government to take care of. It is the role of the government to provide assistance to its constituents in the form of health, education, and financial aids. Number three, aggressive competitive strategies. In order to ensure survival of the business, the primary objectives of business organizations is to maximize profits using aggressive competitive strategies. Number 4, utilization of resources. If resources would be committed to CSR activities, it denotes additional cost and competitive disadvantage on the part of businesses. Pyramid of corporate social responsibilities. The basis of the modern definition of corporate social responsibility or CSR came from Archie Carroll's Pyramid of corporate social responsibility. In this pyramid, it considered 4 types of responsibilities, which are actually an assortment of specific responsibilities that follow a successive fashions but are interdependent to one another. However, due to necessity, another responsibility was added to the list. These 5 social responsibilities of a business are discussed below. Number 1, economic responsibility. The first and most apparent is the economic responsibility to be profitable. The focus here is on the different practices that would lead to the long-term growth of the business. In the first place, businesses are created to be the livelihood of their owners. Legal responsibility. The second level of the pyramid is legal responsibility to obey all laws set forth by society all the time. Comparable to the individual members of the citizenry, a business also has an obligation to follow all written and codified laws that concern its existence. The government acts as a regulator of businesses so that the integrity of business practices is maintained and the interest of the public is protected. Ethical responsibility. The third, which is directly connected to the legal responsibility, is the ethical responsibility. That is to do what is right, even when business is not obligated to do so by law. Fair labor practices to employees in the form of equal pay for equal work and living wage compensation initiative is an example of this responsibility. Environmental responsibility. These days, environmental responsibility is a must for businesses. Though this is not actually included among the responsibilities by Archie Carroll in the pyramid of CSR, generally among the initiatives in sustaining the environmental endorsed by businesses are limiting pollution and reducing greenhouse gases. As businesses become aware of environmental issues, they try to contribute as good corporate citizens in lessening air, land, and water pollution that would harm to the society. Philanthropic responsibility. Philanthropic responsibility, known also as discretionary responsibility, is best described by the resources donated by companies towards social, educational, and recreational and/or cultural intentions. These donated resources could be in the form of time, money, or other types of resources to charitable organizations and other institutions at the local, countrywide, or worldwide levels.
Social responsibility to stakeholders. Today, both large and small companies are also faced with numerous issues that test them to answer to the concern of their stakeholders to operate and perform in socially responsible fashion. Here are some of the major stakeholders that companies need to focus on. Number 1 is towards consumers. The consumers are without doubt the important stakeholders of any business, whether big or small. Putting up a profit-motivated company would not work without consumers or the buying public. Hence, the company obligation to the consumers is much comprehensive compared to other stakeholders. Besides delivering the right product or service with the desirable quality, consumers expect that they be provided at the right time, right place, and a reasonable price. This is feasible by having a positive attitude towards customers and achieving the following social responsibilities towards them. Number one is the quality. It is must for a company in the manufacturing industry to create quality goods and provide quality service for service-oriented kind of businesses. Two is fair prices. It is not reasonable to charge high price on customers. Customers these days looking for quality goods and services offered at reasonable prices. It is always fair prices that make a new customers turn into a loyal customers. Number three is truthful advertising. Advertising offer accurate, relevant, and updated facts, advantages, and even side effects of the product. Providing information is one of the basic purposes of advertising. Four is after-sales service. During the period of promised warranty, customers always anticipate that the company will provide after-sales service. It is the after-sales service when given efficiently and effectively that creates good relationship between the customers and the company. Number five is the research and development. It is actually a requirement of consumers for businesses to perform research and development. Through R&D, quality of offering both goods and services may be improved and certainly cost of production could be reduced. Number six is consumer safety. It is always expected by consumers that any product they bought shall not harm their health and most importantly their lives. Consumers trust more those companies that offer and sell safe products. 7. Regular supply. Goods and services must be provided to customers on a regular basis. It is a business sin to create false scarcity of goods. Goods and services should be available to consumers whenever they need and want them. Number 8. Attend complaints. Businesses should always attend to any queries and complaints of customers the soonest possible. Customers certainly would retaliate when their queries and complaints are not given response instantly by telling negative feedback. Number 9. Avoid monopolistic competition. It is always healthy for any industry to have a competitive business environment. For the sake of customers, businesses of any industry should not allow that monopoly exists. Number 10. Training. Sometimes businesses need to train their customers on the use of products bought. This training is given either for free or fee. Number 2 is towards employees. CSR program should reflect that a business is more socially focused instead to just merely profit-oriented. CSR intentions must be contained in the value of organization. Since the employees are very significant, a company must fulfill its obligation to them to increase more its productivity. Here are some responsibilities of a company to its employees as follows. Number 1 is meaningful work and job satisfaction. In a country like the Philippines with a very high rate of unemployment, the job opportunities are restricted. Number 2 is the fair returns. Well-designed compensation package must include sufficient wages and salary addition to other incentives. Payment to employees must be given on time so that they can meet their individual financial obligation. Number three is best physical and mental atmosphere. Essentially, employees need good facilities to work productively and comfortably to deliver their performance best. Four is participation in the management. Top management should encourage work teams, suggestion system, profit sharing, and other ways of participation. Number five is training, promotion, and welfare schemes. Proper training is a requirement for employees to be efficient and proficient as these are the demands of contemporary business workplace. Number seven is recognition of unions. A union is an organization group of workers who unite to make decisions about conditions affecting their work. A social responsible company recognizes the right employee to form the union. Number seven, proper personnel policy. Policies. A good practice of CSR is have concrete and proper personnel policy in transfer, promotion, recruitment, training, and other related areas. Number eight is health and safety measures. All companies must always have enough action for employee protection in terms of health. Among others, proper canteen, medical clinic, and other related facilities must be in place. Number nine, grievance procedure. As a socially responsible business, a company should have a proper grievance process to answer for employee complaints. Number three, towards the government. Either directly or indirectly, businesses may be affected by the communities whether they operate companies interrelate with a number of sectors in the bigger community and the government is part of it. There are some of the responsible business towards their respective governments. Number one is pay taxes. Obviously, businesses owe to the government their taxes and fees as they carry out their operations. The government imposes various taxes and fees on businesses such as excise, duty, sales tax, and corporate tax. Number two is follow environmental regulation. Those businesses in the industrial and manufacturing sectors have been enforced strict rules concerning the quantity and the variety of that they are permissible to produce. Number three, abide by labor laws. In the Philippines, employers need to follow laws and labor practices. These laws are about proper treatment of employees. Number four is avoid restrictive trade practices. Competition is basically an element of any business. Businesses are not permitted to engage in restrictive trade practices even under competition. Number five is financial disclosure. The financial statement of companies need to be disclosed to the government for taxation purpose, while the company is also responsible to disclose its ownership of shares of stock to the public in terms of availability. Six, avoid corruption. In almost all countries, bribing public officials by businesses is prohibited. Essentially, bribery is offering to do something or someone for the express purpose of receiving something in return. Akong pansin no? Ako ni.
Towards local community. A community is a group smaller in size and number compared to society in general. It may consist of places where a company operates and functions as well as where it negotiates about common issues of concern. These places are proximate relative to the geographic location of the business. Here are some approaches to establish a good relationship with communities that can also help businesses in return. Number one, in the field of industry, some companies provide livelihood programs to help people in the rural areas of the least privileged citizens in the urban communities. Number two, in the field of agriculture, any large companies can contribute in agricultural development as it's a CSR program.
It, in their perspective, these CSR programs can provide full employment to the large unemployed people in the labor market. Number 3,